The bailiff called my name. Noah Kessler, like it was a boring routine, like I was just another bitter man caught in the endless machinery of family court. I stood up straight, adjusted my black tie and walked to the table across from me. She sat perfectly composed, her dark hair too perfect, and her expression rehearsed. Her lawyer gave a small smirk, like he had already won before anyone had spoken. "Your Honor," she said sweetly, her voice a gentle whisper, "he hasn't paid a single cent in child support for our twin daughters. He owes $20,000 a month. Twin daughters," that word hung in the air of the Philadelphia courtroom like thick cigarette smoke. It felt unnatural and manufactured. I did not flinch. I did not speak. I did not even look at her. My fingers grazed the plain manila envelope inside my suitcoat pocket. The envelope was heavy, like a weapon I had been carrying. The judge looked down his glasses at me. "Mr. Kessler, any response?" I slid the envelope across the table. It was unopened, untouched and heavy. The silence in the room became tense, and then cracked. The judge lifted the flap, and his eyes quickly scanned the contents of the file. His face went completely pale, like someone had just yanked all the blood from his veins. He looked up, not at me, but at her. Then he spoke, sealed the doors of the court. Panic broke her poise like a dropped mirror, and she stammered, I'm sorry," her eyes darting nervously to her lawyer. "U.S. Marshals, take the defendant into custody." Her lawyer slumped forward, his shoulders defeated. The loud click of the cuffs was louder than the gavel. I did not move. I did not smile. I had waited too long for this exact moment. Anna told me we were drifting apart. She said she needed some emotional space, so I gave it to her. Weeks turned into a cold silence, then silence turned into official divorce papers. I did not ask her why she wanted to separate. I had learned not to, but then the envelope arrived. A court summons demands allegations, a lawsuit claiming I was the father of twin children I had never met, never seen, never even created. I remembered the confident look on her face at that first hearing. It was not fear, it was pure confidence. She thought I would just give in, she thought. I would beg, but there was a big problem. I never once touched her. After our separation, and the twins were born only 8 months later, the math did not lie. She did. And yet, I heard her tell the judge about the sleepless nights, the hospital bills, the car seats, the baby formula, all with trembling lips and a damp tissue. The fake tears brought real consequences to $140,000 a year. That was her number, a sum tied to children I had no memory of, but my memory is unreliable, evidence is not. So I waited, smiling, when she left the court that day with a victory strut. Her illusion of being the victim was still intact. She did not know that. I had already started digging for the truth. I began with the birth certificates. Father Unknown was written on both of them, which was very convenient. I pulled every record I could find. I hired a lab and paid for expedited DNA tests. I got DNA swabs from the twins, collected discreetly by a person I completely trusted. I reviewed Anna's phone records from the last 2 years. One specific number kept coming up far too often. It was a burner phone, traced to a prepaid plan, which was useless on the surface until I noticed that it always pinged near her gym, always between 6 and 6:45 in the evening, exactly when I had been in therapy trying to fix what she had already decided to leave. I staked out the parking lot and saw the man. He was fit, charming, and stupid. He kissed her through her car window like he had earned something. 2 weeks later, I left a quiet knock on his apartment door. No words were spoken, just a file folder left behind with no return address. Inside the folder were 2 paternity test results. His name, the children's names. It was a perfect match. I expected him to call her, but he did not. He was a coward. She had buried the truth under forged timelines and emotional sob stories. But I was not building a case for sympathy. I was building a trap. I had 3 copies of all the evidence. One was for the court, one was for the Federal Fraud Division, and one was for me. Anna's signature was on every single document filed to the court, knowingly falsifying paternity, forging dates, and claiming child support under the penalty of perjury. She thought the system would side with her. She was right until the system saw the evidence I did not tell her I knew. Did not give her the dignity of a confrontation. I watched her at the next hearing, waving at someone behind me, blowing kisses to the twins. She brought to sway the judge, but I was not there to argue. I was there to end everything. She took the stand and spoke again about how I had abandoned them. Her voice cracked. She mentioned postpartum depression, playing the victim so well. I almost forgot the truth. Then the judge asked for my response. I did not speak. I just handed him the envelope. He opened it, read it silently, then read it again, slower. He did not even look at me. He just motioned to the bailiff when the U.S. Marshals entered the courtroom. Anna's eyes widened, and her voice cracked. I don't understand. You filed under false pretenses, the judge said with malicious intent. You will be charged accordingly. She stood up and started to backpedal. I was confused. I thought her voice never finished the sentence because I already had. She looked at me as they dragged her from the defense table, not like a woman betrayed, but like a woman caught. The calm did not leave my face. I leaned forward just enough for her to hear me as the cuffs tightened around her wrists. You should have picked a better father. Her mouth opened, but nothing came out. She knew what it meant. The real father knew, and he had gone silent for a reason. And I had made sure his name would surface next. He would lose his job, his wife, and maybe more, but I was not done for him. Just her. She was the architect of this lie, and I was merely the demolition team. The case was sealed by noon. Fraud, perjury, attempted financial extortion. They will sentence her quietly. She will beg for leniency and cry for the children she lied about, pretend it was all a misunderstanding. It wasn't. It was a strategy, and I was hers until I became my own. I do not hate her. You do not hate what you understand. You just dismantle it. Emotion is a luxury for the innocent, but once you have seen someone invent children just to destroy you, you do not cry, you do not speak. You simply hand over the envelope and watch the world burn exactly the way it should. Anna tried to build a future on my name.